The desert is an environment defined by its hostility. With intense solar radiation and an almost complete absence of water, it actively rejects standard biology. This visualization shows the specific threshold where a standard plant, a mesophyte, fails. Compare the water taken up by its roots against the volume lost to evaporation through its leaves. A typical plant transpires 97% of the water it absorbs. When the temperature spikes, animals have options. They can migrate to cooler elevations or burrow underground to find shade. Plants do not have that luxury. Rooted in place, they have to face the heat directly. To survive, desert flora, known as xerophytes, had to rewrite the rules of anatomy and metabolism. They evolved into 3 distinct survival classes: the hoarders, the endurers, and the evaders. The hoarders, including succulents and cacti, approach water scarcity simply by trapping it. They deploy morphological armor, wrapping themselves in thick, waxy cuticles that lock moisture securely inside sponge-like internal tissues. Because flat, broad leaves lose water rapidly to evaporation, hoarders abandon them. They minimize their surface area by growing in compact, rounded shapes, replacing vulnerable leaves with sharp spines. But sealing themselves off creates a biological conflict. To perform photosynthesis, a plant must open surface pores called stomata to inhale carbon dioxide. If a cactus opened those pores under the midday sun, it would lose its entire water supply within hours. This chemical workaround is Crassulacean Acid Metabolism. At night, the plant opens its stomata, inhaling carbon dioxide and locking it into malic acid. At sunrise, the pores slam shut. The plant breaks down that stored acid to fuel photosynthesis internally, preventing any water loss. Can photosynthesis transforms the hoarder's greatest vulnerability, breathing, into an airtight survival engine. The second survival class relies on pure stamina. The endurers, or true xerophytes, like the creosote bush, simply outlast the drought. Instead of stockpiling massive water reserves, they drive deep taproots into the rocky earth. Their tissues handle extreme desiccation. During a dry spell, a creosote bush can lose up to 70% of its fresh water weight without dying. It effectively hits pause on its own metabolism, shutting down biological activity until the next rain. While it waits, it protects its remaining resources. The creosote secretes toxic chemical compounds through its leaves, ensuring that thirsty herbivores look elsewhere for a meal. By holding its ground, the creosote operates as a nurse plant. Its branches cast protective shade and drop nutrient-rich organic matter, creating a micro-sanctuary where fragile desert plants can take root. The endurers serve as the desert's permanent architecture. They are capable of living for millennia, such as this 72-foot clonal ring in the Mojave, known as king clone, which has been expanding for approximately 11,700 years. Our final archetype survives by refusing to engage with the heat. The evaders, or ephemerals, spend the vast majority of their existence entirely absent from the surface. They wait out droughts buried in the soil as seeds. Thick outer coats protect their embryos, while internal chemical inhibitors prevent them from sprouting during a minor, insignificant rainfall. They require a massive, sustained rainstorm. When enough water hits the soil, it washes away those chemical inhibitors. This acts as a biological starting gun, triggering millions of seeds to germinate at the exact same moment. What follows is a compressed life cycle. In a matter of weeks, they sprout and erupt into vibrant blooms. They attract specialized pollinators and drop a new generation of seeds into the soil before the moisture evaporates. Survival here is not always about physical toughness. The evaders prove that it can be a game of perfect timing and explosive reproductive speed. The desert operates as Earth's most advanced laboratory for biological innovation. These specific adaptations are currently guiding modern agriculture. By studying the closed-loop breathing of CAM photosynthesis and the desiccation tolerance of the creosote, scientists are mapping out how to engineer food crops that can yield harvests during severe droughts. There are also tangible stakes for medicine. The exact toxic compound the creosote bush secretes to repel herbivores, a molecule called NDGA, is being researched in labs as a potential treatment for cancer. Understanding these extremophiles is a requirement for long-term ecological resilience. As global temperatures rise, the biological traits that conquered the desert provide the specific tools for our own environmental survival.